So you've been given a task to create a chart that looks something like the one listed on this page here of your donors broken down into various giving categories. Let's go see how we would do that in Excel. Here I've got a spreadsheet that gives me the annual total donation by donor. So Dinah Abbott gave in 2011 $30, same in 2012. $130 in this year. What we don't know is whether those were in $1 increments or $30 increments. We can't tell that from here, and it's not relevant for this purpose. When we scroll to the bottom, we see that we've got about 4,500 summary items here for each donor. And with a total of about $2.3 million, that amount really doesn't matter for our purposes. Over here is a formula that looks up the giving categories over here, and you could set these to whatever you like and then adjust this formula. Let's go build the chart. I'm going to highlight these two columns. So I've just highlighted all the way down to row 4,500, columns E and F, and I'm going to say insert a pivot chart and table. It's going to give me both. Click OK. And for the year, I want the year on the bottom. I want the giving categories as part of the legend. And then since I'm only doing a count and not a total, using a text field for this, such as this for the values, automatically produces a count. If I had put in an amount column or something like that, it would have attempted to give me totals, which was not what I was after for this purpose. Now the chart that it came up with, as you can see, it's created a table and it's created a chart. Now the chart's not quite there yet. We're going to get it there. I'm going to expand it out a little bit, and I'll come back to the chart in a moment. I'm sorry, back to the table in a moment. First thing I need to do is change this to a stacked chart. So I'm going to right mouse click into here, and I'm going to say change the chart type. And I'll go to stacked column. This is the one that I would like. That looks fine. I'll click OK. Now, one of the things I notice is that I got a real thin line down here. That's my high dollar donors of the 10,000 and above. Of course, there's many fewer of those. So it's not quite sorted in the order that I want. So I'm going to pull this down like this. You'll notice that I've got 1,000, then it jumps to 10,000, then down to 100. Well, let's order these columns the way we would like. First, I'm going to check what order they are running in right now. So I click this little down arrow, and I'm going to click on more sort options, and I see manual. That's actually what I want in this case. I'm going to highlight this column, and I'll drag it out to the end right there. I'll take the $100 column and drag it to the beginning. And somehow I missed on this one, so let's go back and do that again. There we go. 100, 100 to 4, 500, 500, 1,000, 10,000. Looks like I got the right order now. I can kind of cover that up since I won't need it much anymore. And I went too far with resizing my chart, so I'll pull that back up so we can see it on the screen. Obviously, if you're working on a larger screen than what I'm working with, you can make that a much bigger chart. Now this bar up here, I'm going to change the color on this one so it's a little more distinctive. So I just selected these 10,000 items, 10,000 and above items, and I'm going to I right mouse clicked it, and I'm going to choose the fill to be red. I want that one to really stand out. The other colors you can certainly play with as you like. If you right mouse click and choose a different fill color, you can certainly make your own choices on that. I'll come back down and I'll say pick this one here. Now I want to add some data labels. Now I have to do these one at a time as far as I know. I'm going to click that series. Notice that entire series is selected. Right mouse click and say add data labels. I'll do the same for each series. Right mouse click, add data labels. Right mouse click, add data labels, and so on. Next thing I'd like to do is make those all a little bit larger and bold. So I'll click the first row again. I'm sorry, I right mouse click, or first select right mouse click, and then I'm going to change the font. And I will make them bold, 12. And I'll do the same. So first a left click to select, right mouse click to change the font through the menu. Now one of the things I notice is way over here, this one, it's got an item there. I'm going to pull this over. I'm going to try and select the right one. It's a little tricky here. See which one I've got. I'm going to grab one and pull it off to the side. I think I might have gotten it. But just so that it's not on, there we go. And I'll even grab the one that's very obvious, and I'm just going to pull it down inside there. Actually, what I'm noticing is that I've got two very thin categories here, so I'll pull this up over here. On the bottom, I'm going to change my font on the years to bold, and let's see, those were 12. I'm going to make these 15. Now, depending upon your available space as to what you're trying to do, I'm going to maybe take my legend. I'm going to right mouse click my legend and format the legend, and I'm going to add, using the paint bucket, I'm going to change the border to a solid line. I'm on my format menu. I'm going to go to the chart elements, go to my legend, and I will say bottom. Next thing I'll do is add a chart title. And I can place that wherever I like. And the text of that I might even borrow from here. So let's go get that chart title. Mine doesn't happen to be limited by annual fund, so I'll leave that off. I'll highlight all that text, I'll bold it, and I might even change it to black, which I don't think it is right now. So let's make the font color black. There we go. If I want to make that font bigger, I think we've got it pretty close to what we saw on the other screen. Of course, you can play with this as you need. I see this is 3D over here, so let's go change that. Change the chart type. And we'll make it stacked 3D.